Welcome to Hope is Here. My name is Greg Horn. Continuing our conversation with Ashley Gann. She is the founder of a just incredible ministry, a real hidden treasure here in Central Kentucky. It's called Sweet Blessings, and you need to check out this website. They don't do cakes that you can order, and you're like, oh, I can get one for Christmas or New Year's. But they bless lots of precious, precious children throughout Central Kentucky. Check out this website. It's Sweet Blessings with an S, Cakes with an S.org, sweetblessingscakes.org. The amazing part, God has a sense of humor because here I do a radio show, and yet I used to have to go to speech when I was in elementary because I couldn't say my S's right.
Me too.
So no wonder I couldn't get the website right in our first program. So God does have a sense of humor, and it's like, yeah, I'll take stutterers and people with speech impediments and use them because it's about me and not you, Greg. So, all right. Well, you've shared some incredible stories. If you missed these first two programs yesterday, get the Kleenex ready because Michelle Deaton sitting in with us today. Just wow, some powerful stories how God's used cakes to bless children, to help heal wounds, a child that was bullied, a child that was in foster care, and parents that had a desire to adopt. Good stuff yesterday. Go to our website, hopeishere.today. That's hopeishere.today, and you can catch that 14-minute conversation that I've had the previous 2 days with Ashley. All right, Ashley, so 161 the first year? Is
163,
right?
yeah.
163. Second year, how many?
Oh, boy, 640 something.
Okay, and then let's just fast forward, and then into this year, ballpark, how many were you thinking?
We're going to be, I think, probably around 2,600 at the end of this year. We're at 2,730 last year, so we're hanging around that number.
And, you know, as I'm looking at your website, and it's really nicely done, easy to read and follow, you estimate that it costs almost $50 for each cake that you make from the ingredients that you do. So, you know, you're not just giving them some, you know, cheap cake, whatever.
Right.
I mean, it tastes good and it looks phenomenal. You got to check the pictures on the website.
All of our cakes are multiple tiers, and they're covered in fondant or three-dimensional. So I like to say they're more Cake Boss than Kroger. I might get in trouble one day for saying that, but
Kroger, hint, you need to sponsor.
Sorry. And they're all custom made for that child. You know, that doesn't mean they're all one of a kind because, you know, how many ways can you make a football cake, right? But they're all custom made for that child. It may be their favorite sports team. It may be what they want to be when they grow up. You know, it could be, I'm researching something new every single week. I know the newest movies that are on Redbox and the Dollar Movie, or the newest toys coming out. We know because we find out that that's what the kids like, and we make a cake custom for them.
All right. So if you tuned in, they are making cakes for children that are less fortunate, go through social workers, churches. If people do want to try to refer a child, how do they go about doing that?
Sure. It has to be a church, school, or social service provider to make that referral. We don't accept referrals from like family members or anything like that. But all they have to do is contact me, Ashley, at sweetblessingscakes.org, or they can go through our website.
Okay. So how long does it take to make one of these beautiful cakes, and delicious on top of that? But they're phenomenal looking. The pictures are incredible. But
well, you know, some of them we're really used to making, and it just takes a few hours. But there are some days that we have somebody working on just the decorating of a single cake for 6, 7, 8 hours. And these are cakes that, you know, if you went to a high-end bakery, they would probably spend 3 or 4 days making. But our crew, our volunteers are so fabulous and that they can come in and knock them out in a day.
All right. And then explain about this ministry is heavily volunteer driven.
Absolutely. So last year we made over 2,700 cakes with one staff member. We could have easily in Lexington on a Tuesday, which is our largest day, 60, 70 volunteers coming and going in and out all day long.
Talk about people say, well, I'd like to volunteer, but I mean, what does that look like?
Okay. Sure.
Talk about the different types of opportunities.
There are so many different things that we need. First of all, I know we intimidate a lot of people because they'll go on the website and see our cakes and say, I can't do that. As far as decorating is concerned, if you can use a cookie cutter, we can teach you how to do what we do. But you know what? I'm always needing people to frost cakes, always needing bakers. We need delivery drivers. We need, you know what? Some of my favorite people ever are people who say, I don't want to do anything but clean. Yeah.
God bless you. Hello.
Yes, I love you. Because in all honesty, by the time we are in there, 8, 9, 10 hours in a day, somebody who will come in and scrub the pans, I just love them. Because at that point, I don't want to scrub pans.
Sure.
But it all has to be done.
But for some people, that's therapeutic, and I know there's a lot of retired people listening to our program, and man, if they just 2 or 3 hours a day, not a whole day, but just be one to come in and clean would be like a blessing to you, wouldn't it?
Oh, that would be an amazing blessing. And I will tell you, I think retired people make the world go round. Because especially our daytime crew, people who volunteer during the day, so many retired people. And in all honesty, they become family to each other because we're all hanging out together in the same space every week, talking about our lives, what's going on, praying for each other, what's up with your family. So they become their own family as well.
Love it. Love it. Sounds almost like a life group. Or maybe right now you're in job transition, and obviously you have to spend time looking for a job. But, sometimes it's the stuff you do online. You can do that at night. I have found sometimes when I'm hurting, if I try to go maybe help serve somebody else, it helps me take my mind off my own situation and problems. So maybe there's somebody listening right now that you're in a job transition situation and you're really discouraged this holiday season, but you're like, 2019 is going to be different. Well, here's your opportunity to make a difference and to bless a child. So if people want to get in touch with your ministry, your organization, what's the best way to do that?
The best way is to actually go through our website. It's Sweet Blessings with an S, cakes with an S.org, and there's just a contact button. So just click on that, write us a little note, what you're looking for, what you're interested in, and we'll get right back with you.
All right. And so obviously delivery drivers, bakers, cleaners, like you said, you don't have to be just a cake decorator. What else would you want to share? Maybe people need to know about your ministry.
Well, we are a 501c3 and, everything we do is based on donations. So, maybe, being hands-on in the kitchen or scrubbing pans isn't, what somebody's interested in, or maybe, you don't have time for that. We all have lives like that are
Sure,
crazy.
Absolutely.
And, maybe God's put it on their heart that, that financial support is what is, the right thing for them. Like you said, it costs us about $50 per child served. And when you're talking about over 2,000 kids, 2,500 kids, that adds up. But, with our ministry, if you were going to buy one of our cakes, depending on the cake, it would cost anywhere from $200, and we've had them estimated up to $600 for a cake. And we're able to do it for $50 for a child who probably would not have a cake at all, or at least wouldn't have anything like that, and that it's an amazing blessing to their family. Well,
absolutely. God gives, people, it's not, there's nothing wrong with having money. It's just, God blesses us to be a blessing. Both my brothers have been really blessed financially. They're two of the most generous people. My sister-in-law is on the planet. So, it's okay to have money, but use it to bless others, and great opportunity. One thing that's kind of cool on your website, I saw is it Candleberry? It's done like a Sweet Blessings candle.
Yes, there is a Candleberry Sweet Blessings candle.
Those are made in Frankfurt?
They're made in Frankfurt, and actually, the owners, the Fowlers, Lisa Fowler, she's not a Fowler anymore, she's a Clark, and her brother Neil and I are the same age. We grew up together, we went to school together, we graduated from high school together, and Lisa's just a little younger. Right? I'm sorry?
39, is that right?
39? 39 yes. Years old?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. Tell everybody that.
I'm sorry, go ahead. So the owners of Candleberry,
so now a portion of the sales of every Sweet Blessings candle from Candleberry will get donated to us. So you have that opportunity. We have, like everybody else in town, has a 5K. We have the Great Cake Race every year in May. And very few races, though, will actually give you a cupcake when you come across the finish line. So, you've already burned off the calories. You can come and get your cupcake. So we have that as well. So all sorts of fundraisers. And then we also have what we call our birthday club, which is like a sponsorship. So you can go online and say, hey, I want to give, $10 a month. And do that. Or you can sponsor a child a month, $50 a month, to just make sure that keeps going. It's an ongoing way to give back.
One of the things I think is kind of cool is I'm sitting here thinking about it, and maybe I may do this for myself, to help you. But next year, my birthday's on June 23rd, so as you get older, you don't need stuff.
Right.
Most of us all of us that are listening should hopefully have food and shelter. If you don't, please let us know at Hope is Here. We want to help you. But, maybe to say, instead, hey, let's do a donation of $50 to Sweet Blessings Cakes. That's with an S, and blessingsandcakes.org. And, bless a precious child. I mean, I think about the child you shared yesterday about the bullying and having lice. Give us another story. We only got a couple of minutes left. Share another story.
This one was actually this year, very recent. I got contacted by a teacher for one of her students, and they found out, for one thing, this child was always missing the bus to go home, and it ended up that he was missing the bus because he wanted his teacher to walk him home. And then this child, they have to wash his clothes at school. He has a hygiene kit in the classroom so that he can brush his teeth, so that he can, just have those kind of basics. There are a lot of children in our communities who take home like a backpack or a bag of food so they have something to eat over the weekend. This child was going home every day with a bag of food from school so that he could eat. And a birthday cake was not anywhere on the radar screen for this child. We made him a great big cake, big enough to share in the classroom. And I think that so many people out there, I'm sure a lot of your listeners, what children in our community go through, they would be floored by some of the things children go through. Certainly a lot of children are impacted by substance abuse within their families, abuse, incarceration in their families, homelessness, poverty, that these children go through. And man, just for some of them, just the normalcy of a birthday cake is wonderful. And of course ours, they're custom made. There's something that they would only see on TV, not see at the grocery. We think that the kids are going to feel as special as their cake. So we try to make those cakes really special. That is such an amazing blessing. And then our community, so many custodial grandparents who are now caring for their grandchildren who never expected this to happen. And some of them we hear about, it might be a grandparent caring for 4, 5, and 6 of their grandchildren. Can you imagine that? First of all, it's hard enough caring for my 2 teenage kids. I can't imagine having to care for their children. What an amazing blessing to be able to just take having a birthday cake off of my plate. And just a blessing not only to the child, but to the adults in their lives, to the professionals, the social workers who are usually just involved in bad things in people's life when things are tough, to be able to bless them. It's been amazing to hear those stories.
The word that's coming to my mind as you're sharing this is the ripple effect it has.
Oh, yeah, that's a great word for that.
Obviously the child's blessed, but parents, grandparents, the social workers, plus just the ripple effect it has on the people that see the cake. And the other word that's come to me as you were sharing, and I think about these children that just have some really painful wounds, and I'm just visualizing, thinking when they get their cake for the first time, they feel valued.
Absolutely. It's all about them. And that's one of the reasons why we don't deliver the cake to them. Yeah. Because it would be about us. No, it's all about the kid.
All right, well, we're wrapping up our third day. It's been phenomenal stuff. If you missed any of our earlier programs with Ashley Gann, we're talking about Sweet Blessings. It's not just a Lexington thing. This is a Frankfort and Harrodsburg thing. I know the radio signal goes through all those areas. Of course, podcasts, you can listen anywhere. But if you're hearing this and people are like, man, I just want to make a difference within life, obviously financial donations are great, but also lots of great volunteer opportunities. You don't have to bake. You can deliver if you want to give a few hours a day, a week to clean. Make a difference with your one and only life. I mean, that's the challenge I want to give you today as we wrap up our program. Make a difference with your one and only life. Go to Sweet Blessings with an S, Cakes with an S, sweetblessingscakes.org. I'm Greg Horn, and this is Hope is Here.
CMI is your full-service human resources provider in Central Kentucky. For 15 years, CMI Human Resources has taken great pride in helping organizations and people work. Whether it's employee handbooks or help in filling a position, no job is too large or too small for CMI. Contact the professionals today at CMI Human Resources, 859-296-2800, or online at cmiconsulting.com.